if Nico were to enter the transfer portal, if Ohio State should go after him.
Let's have the conversation,
And
everybody. Let's have the conversation, everybody. Let's have it.
I have a very quick answer to that. First of all, I don't know if Nico's going to enter the portal. This all stems from reports that he is now renegotiating NIL with Tennessee. Like they're trying to figure something out, which, that is what it is. I've got my own opinions on players negotiating to stay with the school after, 1 year for that. But I don't know if I would. I don't think I'd want Nico here. I don't think I would. I think I would stick with the group they've got with Sayin, Kean Holtz, and David St. Clair. I don't think Nico didn't show me shit in the shoe. I mean, you know what? That's not true. He was the only guy who was actually trying to make plays. Like he was making plays with his legs. The offensive line was not helping him. But I don't think that he would be better than the options that we have. What are your thoughts?
First off, before I even answer that question, I want to say this. He is in no place to be negotiating a contract, trying to get more money out of the University of Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Is it Tennessee University or University of Tennessee? UT.
University of Tennessee.
Yeah, UT. If I was the head coach at Tennessee, as soon as he said something to me, I would have told him, you can hit the portal.
Yeah.
The last time we saw you, the whole nation saw you get the pants. Saw your helmet get cracked twice.
Yeah, based off that last performance, what makes you think you earned more money?
Yeah, it's amazing to me that this is even a story. But the time to go after Nico would have been in the fall. I'm sorry, in the fall. That would have been the time to do that. I don't. There's no good that can come out. This is the only reason you do it. This is the only reason you do it. If Lincoln leaves. And the problem even with that is that Nico's not going anywhere, guys, if he doesn't believe he's a starter. It's kind of like with the Will Howard. It's kind of like the Will Howard situation. Everybody was sitting there telling me that Devin Brown had a chance. And I said, you are insane if you think you got a fifth-year senior to come to Ohio State to even be a challenge to be a backup or starter. There's no way you do that. And truth be told, I don't think Nico's as good as Julian Sand. Now, I haven't seen Julian Sand play a full real game yet, but I'll take my chances. And I don't think Nico can throw the ball that well. Because here's the thing, you also got to think about this. The offense that they ran a few years ago when they were slinging the ball around the place, there's a reason why they couldn't do that last year. Because Nico can't.
I will say he didn't. I wouldn't say his wide receivers were exactly grade A, but he also missed some throws.
You still need the guys, of course. You're right. You are. And does playing with Ohio State talent help? Yeah. Like a guy like Will Howard. I saw Will Howard at Kansas State win the Big 12. Beat a TCU team that went to the national championship. So it's just I don't know. I don't think Nico is that. And again, I understand why everyone if you like I saw Day Wayne say you got to go after him. Okay, Day One, you go after Nico. He's in the spring. He's there in the spring. He barely knows the playbook. Julian knows all of it. How much money are you giving him?
That's the biggest thing for me is if he's trying to extort this amount of money from Tennessee already, like how much do you think you would want from Ohio State? And look, they have an NIL budget. Like they were $38 million in the hole in athletics last year. Like they're not just going to throw money out willy-nilly anymore. Like they're going to have a strict budget that they've pretty much. I mean, they've already allocated. There's probably a few guys in the portal in the spring that they're looking at that they can go ahead and throw money at, but they would not. I don't think Nico would be the right move.
All right, let me look this up real quick, just so because I know everyone says Nico. I forgot the guy's name up on YouTube, but he says Nico, I am not a believer, and that is what I am. I am Nico. I am not a believer. So I want to go through his game log real quick because everyone's talking about his O-line. They talk about his receivers. So, of course, we all know Nico plays in the SEC. That's where he plays. So, which top to bottom of the conference, I would say has the most, what probably the most talent in the country? Or no, it does. So let me see if I can find this here. Okay, here it is. Where's the game log at? So I'm looking at this here. I mean, against guys, I'm looking at this right here. I mean, Alabama 14 for 27. Georgia goes 20 for 33. No. Against Kent State, he went 10 for 16. No. Against no.
I'll say this.
Listen.
He was pretty raw as a freshman. Like he certainly has talent. I just don't think he's necessarily right for Ohio State.
He went 17 for 29 for 158 against Arkansas.
Yeah, that's bad.
No, like, and I get it. But there's a few factors here. We're talking money. We're talking playbook. And then we're also talking about the fact that he's not going anywhere that he's not guaranteed the starting position. There's no way. And I don't believe Julian Sand is going to be a problem. I'm willing to ride it out with Lincoln than going against Nico. I really am.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I just wanted to have that conversation here at the end because I know that was a hot topic there in the chat for a little bit. So,
and before we get going here,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, what? You have something else?
No, I was going to ask you if you had something. So go ahead.
Wait, let me make sure here. Oh yeah. Malcolm Butler, real quick. Looks like
Matt Patricia. You can talk about Malcolm Butler. Yeah.
So I saw that. It was really interesting. When I saw the picture, I said, oh, "There's no way that's Malcolm Butler." And then I looked. I said, "Oh, it is Malcolm Butler." So what? Yeah, I mean, me personally, I was like, "Okay, well, first, that's really cool. Super Bowl champion, made one of the biggest plays in NFL history." Now we can also talk about the call that was made by
Pete Carroll kind of handed them that pick.
But I think that's really cool. I think it's I'm guessing he's just an assistant. What are you hearing about that?
I mean, based on what I've heard, he's just kind of hanging out with Patricia right now. Like he basically just brought him in to kind of help, just kind of coach the guys a little bit. I'm hoping he spends time with Iggy to tell him how to not be so handsy on man-to-man coverage and get fewer penalties. But I don't think it's something where he's going to be like a permanent coach or anything. I think he's just kind of hanging out in the spring. But I mean, you never know. Maybe they just bring him on as another defensive analyst since there's no limit to that, and they can just give him $75K to just kind of chill and tell Iggy not to hold.
Yeah. Because I mean, he's not hurting for money. I mean, he probably doesn't pay for beer in the Boston area anymore.